Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're diving into something, well, a little different.
A little different, yeah.
It's a fascinating conversation about kindness, connection, all that good stuff.
Oh.
But what's really interesting is that it comes from a dialogue between this guy named John and, get this, an AI named Jasmine.
Right. You sent this in, so something must have caught your eye, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what did you pick up on here? What makes this conversation stand out?
Well, on the surface, it seems like any other conversation, but what gets me is how John uses it to really grapple with some heavy stuff.
Heavy stuff.
Yeah, like bullying, school shootings, that feeling of being invisible in a crowd. He's troubled by it, clearly searching for answers, for solutions.
Yeah, you can totally sense that wrestling with big questions vibe, right? And he keeps circling back to this idea of being friendly as a starting point.
It's like he's not necessarily saying everyone needs to be best friends, right?
It's more like just acknowledging each other's humanity, like even just that is a step in the right direction.
And, that actually ties in with a lot of the research on loneliness and social isolation. There's this growing sense of disconnection.
Which is kind of scary when you think about it.
Yeah.
So it is a big deal that he is talking about it.
Big deal. He doesn't just say, be nice and call it a day. He goes deeper. He talks about, his own experience being labeled a geek and how that shaped how he saw, everyone, really.
It's like he's saying, look, I get it. I've been there. I know what it feels like to be the odd one out.
Exactly.
And that experience seems to be a big part of why he believes in this whole reaching out to people who are, often overlooked thing.
He doesn't want anyone to feel like that, like they are invisible.
Like they don't matter.
Exactly. He's saying those labels, like bully or victim, they can really box people in. But everyone, even the people who seem tough or intimidating, everyone needs connection.
Everyone needs someone.
He's advocating for a real shifting perspective, like encouraging people to look beyond those labels, to see the human connection we all share.
It's like, what if, instead of writing people off, we actually tried to understand them?
Totally. And he even talks about how he befriended the so-called bullies at his own school.
Which is wild, right? Like you don't expect to hear that.
It really makes you think about these social dynamics differently. Like, it's not always so black and white.
And he's not just talking about being nice, for appearances. He really believes that simple acts of friendliness can have this ripple effect.
He does. He really believes it. He even gets into the statistics on loneliness, especially among young people. And let me tell you, it's pretty alarming stuff.
He doesn't sugarcoat it at all. He's like, this is real, people. We need to pay attention. But, and this is important, he doesn't just leave us with the problem.
He offers solutions.
He's like, here's what we can do. And it's as simple as be friendly.
Which, when you say it like that, it seems, simple.
Right.
But it's actually quite profound. We tend to overcomplicate things, right? But John's message is like this breath of fresh air.
It is. It's this reminder that sometimes the most powerful actions are the smallest ones.
Exactly. He even uses the phrase frenemies, like suggesting that even those relationships that might seem a bit, adversarial, even those are preferable to complete disconnection.
So interesting. So interesting.
Right. It's like he's saying even in those kind of messy relationships, the ones that feel more like frenemies, there's still that thread of connection, and that's important.
It's like he's pushing back against that whole thing of just cutting people off completely,
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone has worth.
Totally. And you know what's really striking to me? This whole conversation, it's happening in the context of John talking to AI.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It really makes you think about how technology can be this tool for self-reflection, for exploring those big human questions. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily expect that from someone interacting with AI, would you?
It's true. It's true. You kind of think AI and you think cold, hard logic, right? But here we are. This is a deeply personal conversation about empathy, about connection, searching for meaning in this crazy world.
Totally. It makes you wonder, could this kind of open dialogue with AI actually help us understand ourselves better?
Yeah.
And not just ourselves, but like our relationships with others too.
Maybe. It's certainly interesting to think about.
It is. It's like he's using this conversation, this back and forth with the AI to process his own experiences, his own emotions. He even talks about wanting to create videos about this, to share his message with more people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What do you make of that?
Well, I think that's where things get really, really interesting because the internet, social media, it's a powerful tool. It can be used for good and,
could be used for not so good.
Exactly. So what John's proposing, it's like using those platforms to promote something positive, something that speaks to that shared human experience we were just talking about.
I love that. It's like a beacon of hope, you know?
Yeah, it is. It is. Have you ever been inspired by someone's story online, like to actually make a change in your own life?
All the time. It's incredible how a personal story, even if it's just from one person, it can resonate with so many people, create this feeling of community, even in the digital world.
It's powerful stuff.
It is. And it sounds like that's what John's going for, using his experience to inspire others to choose friendliness, to choose connection.
Which is amazing.
It is, but it's not like he's advocating for this, like, utopian vision of everyone being best friends, you know?
Yeah.
He keeps coming back to those simple acts of friendliness.
Yeah, like what?
A hello, a smile, just acknowledging someone's presence.
Mm-hmm.
Small things, but they can make a difference.
They really can. We often overcomplicate things, right? We think we need to have all the answers or launch some big initiative.
Right. It's got to be this big production.
Exactly. But John reminds us that sometimes the simplest actions are the most profound. Just acknowledging another person, their existence, that can have a ripple effect, especially in a world where so many people feel invisible.
It's like that quote, "Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle." It's a good reminder to, approach each other with a little grace, a little understanding.
It really is. It's like we get so caught up in our own heads, our own lives, that we forget. We forget that everyone else is going through something too.
We're all just trying to figure it out, right?
Exactly. And so even the smallest act of kindness, it can have this ripple effect. It might just be a blip on your radar, but it could totally turn someone else's day around.
Absolutely. And, going back to what we were talking about before about John and the AI, it really makes you think that he's exploring these really human ideas, these needs, while talking to a machine. What does that say about us?
It's a good question. And I don't know if there's an easy answer, But as technology gets more and more advanced, I think we're going to see more of this, more people turning to AI for connection, for a sounding board.
Because sometimes it's easier to be open and honest with someone or something that's not judging you, right?
Maybe. And it's not like it's replacing human connection, It's another avenue.
It's like that AI is holding up a mirror to John, letting him really see his own thoughts and feelings more clearly.
Ooh, I like that, the mirror analogy.
And it makes me think, we could all use a little bit of that in our lives, that space to just process, to be honest with ourselves, whether it's through journaling, therapy, even just talking to a good friend.
Just having someone listen can make all the difference.
It really can. And at the end of the day, isn't that what this all boils down to? Connection. Creating space for those genuine human interactions. It's not about having it all figured out or solving all the world's problems.
It's about taking those small steps towards understanding, towards empathy.
Towards recognizing that shared human experience, even when we feel totally disconnected from each other, like a simple hello, a moment of true connection, it can have a bigger impact than we realize.
Sometimes the smallest things, they make the biggest difference, right?
Yeah, they really do. Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive into kindness and connection. What a conversation.
It really got me thinking.
Me too. To everyone listening, until next time, stay curious and remember, never underestimate the power of a simple hello.